So why is it okay for a kid to...
He and his family, or he and she and that family, is making that decision for that child's life. If that's the path they want to go down, it's like choosing a sport. You can do what you want to do.
You can do what you want to do?
Yeah, that is not harming anybody.
It literally harms their body. Their body changes physically.
Welcome back by a new video on my channel. It's your boy GenNot. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Go sit down. So today I want to talk about something that I recently saw online. It's basically people that go after MoistCritikal, which I do think is a pretty rare thing to see because MoistCritikal is one of the most beloved YouTubers online and there are not many controversies involving MoistCritikal, this and that. So basically it all started with the entire situation with Logan Paul. If you don't know, I made a video about it. Basically Logan Paul and MoistCritikal met in real life and MoistCritikal was being all nice towards Logan Paul. A lot of people called MoistCritikal out for that because MoistCritikal made many videos criticizing Logan Paul and calling out Logan Paul, calling him many words. People were saying, oh yeah, that is pretty pussy if you say that stuff online and now you're being nice to Logan Paul in real life. I said in that video, you know, I don't think that's too fair. It is YouTube beef. It's not that deep. Another thing that now people start going after is the entire situation with Thnx. So basically Thnx called obviously MoistCritikal out in the moment where he was talking to Logan Paul, this and that, but then after that he basically made many videos where he was saying that MoistCritikal was too scared to be covering the entire Chris Tyson situation. Obviously Thnx was wrong. MoistCritikal did talk about the Chris Tyson video. To be fair, half of the video was about Thnx, but he did cover Chris Tyson and I did think MoistCritikal was going pretty hard against Chris Tyson. So after that video that MoistCritikal made about Chris Tyson and Thnx and MoistCritikal had this debate, and I'm gonna be honest here, I think both of them took a massive L. I don't think MoistCritikal is looking too good in that debate. I'm just gonna show you the clips and how people are responding to it, but before that I would just want to show a couple of tweets. Instead of solely focusing on the Chris stuff, half of the video is MoistCritikal going off on Thnx and dissing my circle. Nice way to deflect the situation, Charlie. I obviously cannot say the words this person wrote because of YouTube, but having said all of this, I don't think that's too fair because I've watched the video. I do think MoistCritikal was going hard against Chris Tyson. Obviously MoistCritikal and Thnx have a long beef going on that started a year ago with the entire clip situation, and obviously MoistCritikal doesn't like Thnx and Thnx doesn't like MoistCritikal, and this is an other tweet that is going after the character of MoistCritikal and obviously the things he's saying in the video. I do think there is some fair points to be made about this tweet. So MoistCritikal sits on Twitter all day, finds a topic that 80% of the platform agrees with and makes a YouTube video out of it without doing research. He's cancel culture himself, maturing is realizing he's overrated. So I do think MoistCritikal is obviously not a person that is having too many risky opinions. I do always think he's trying to be really neutral. He doesn't have strong opinions in his videos. Obviously people are gonna call him like a coward for that, but that's honestly the reason he's so popular, because he's not pissing off many people with his opinions. If you would have like a strong opinion about something, you would obviously piss off 50% of your audience, and MoistCritikal tries to be neutral, doesn't try to have like a certain opinion, which I do can understand that people criticize him for. I do think MoistCritikal always tries to be the person that's always in the middle, not having a strong opinion about any topic, honestly, because let's be real here. Can you find one strong opinion of MoistCritikal that is kind of controversial? Leave it in the comment section, but let's get started.
So why is it okay for a kid to...
He and his family, or he and she and that family, is making that decision for that child's life. If that's the path they want to go down, it's like choosing a sport. You can do what you want to do.
You can do what you want to do?
Yeah, that is not harming anybody.
It literally harms their body. Their body changes physically.
That is such a stupid opinion, and I like MoistCritikal. Saying that it's like the same as choosing a sport is so ridiculous. The long-term effect of taking hormones on a really young age is no joke. Even the people that are pro putting little children on hormones are probably not gonna say that it is like choosing a sport. They're probably gonna say, oh yeah, it's necessary for the child because else he's gonna be depressed, that person is really miserable, this and that. That argument people probably would use if they're pro putting children on hormone. That's not something I agree with, but I think even those people probably wouldn't be saying that it's choosing a sport or something like that. And then MoistCritikal is saying it's not harming anybody. What about a 12-year-old that is on hormones because he's confused and now he has like a surgery because of that? I'm pretty sure that person is getting hurt by this entire situation. And I think there is a good way to actually look at this situation, and that is looking at how the brain develops over the years, and that obviously a 12-year-old cannot know the long-term effects of doing something like that. The brains aren't even developed. That is why you have a lot of rules and laws protecting young people, because they cannot see the long-term consequences of doing something like changing your gender or getting on hormones, this and that. And MoistCritikal is legit saying, oh yeah, if there is permission of the parents, a 12-year-old should change his or her gender. It's like choosing a sport. I'm legit slapping my face. That is such a bad opinion, honestly, and people are obviously going after MoistCritikal. I just don't think he's really good at debating. He's obviously not having too much experience with it, because most of his videos are just him talking about a specific topic that 90% of the people are gonna agree with, because he's obviously gonna be neutral. So I do think he should have been more prepared for this discussion, and I do think Thnx obviously saw an opening, and MoistCritikal obviously fell for it. So overall, I think MoistCritikal should have been more prepared, and I do think saying, oh yeah, it's the same as choosing a sport, referring to legit putting children on hormones and even sometimes removing stuff, I don't think that's a good take. Even the people on the pro side, I don't think are agreeing with stuff MoistCritikal is saying. So now I'm gonna take a look at some of the comments of what people say. He is so Reddit. I do agree, you could definitely find opinions like that on Reddit. For example, a lot of people say on Reddit that body count doesn't matter. Everyone cares about it if you're gonna be honest here with yourself. Only the people on Reddit are saying that type of stuff. Everyone else is legit saying, oh yeah, it does matter. For example, if you go on Reddit, people are legit gonna say, oh, it doesn't matter if you sleep with like 100 people. It really doesn't matter. That person is still gonna be loyal. And then obviously the average person is gonna say that is wild, which I do agree with. If you take a look at studies, you definitely can see that there is like a link between high body count and infidelity. That's no joke. You can search that up.
And now I give a perspective on something that immediately gets misconstrued. And I do recognize a lot of it's my fault. I assumed that Thnx was talking in hyperbole about a 9-year-old cutoff, because I didn't have the assumption that anyone thought that is how transitioning works. There is
obviously this just could be a fault of him not being good at debating and not understanding Thnx. Obviously Thnx was trying to put MoistCritikal in certain position that he obviously needed to say something, and obviously MoistCritikal fell for it. That's just him not being too experienced with debating. I honestly don't think, MoistCritikal is the type of person that agrees with, doing that with little children. At least I don't hope so. But having said all of this video is probably gonna get disliked because a lot of people like this guy, but I think you should be critical on everyone, honestly. And if someone has an opinion like that, yeah, you definitely should be calling it out, no matter if you like that person or don't like that person. Obviously, I've said it before, I think a lot of criticism is kind of weird and I don't understand it, but I do think it's fair to take a look at this, because I think the opinion of saying, oh yeah, it's the same as a sport, well, that's just not a good way of thinking about it. But having said all of this, what do you think about this situation? Leave it in the comment section, subscribe on the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.